Hi, it's Snorgle. Welcome to this brand new playthrough of the Beginner's Guide. Davey Wreden walks us through a series of bizarre games created by his game developer friend. What we use to dive into this enigmatic developer psyche? Puzzle solving and lateral thinking, of course. Let's get going. I played this blind. I've just played the first, 30 seconds so to make sure the settings are okay and it's recording well. Let's get going. I'm familiar with this game. I have not played it before, but it's supposed to be a really, really fantastic game. Supposed to be very special. I had a friend describe it to me as hyper meta. I'm not sure what he means by that.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide.
Oh, thank you for making
My
it.
name is Davey Wreden. I wrote the Stanley Parable.
I know.
And while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Okay.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda.
Coda.
Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff. And his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made.
Wait a minute.
It's a level for Counter-Strike.
I was just going to say that.
By the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of
Okay, so we can jump.
Environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level.
Does he?
And of
Oh gosh, yes, he does.
The illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator.
Strange.
A reminder that this video game was
Can I
constructed
jump up
by
on
a
this?
real person. And
I
it kinda
cannot.
makes you
Okay.
wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator.
That's interesting.
To see past the games themselves. I'll
Okay.
get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Interesting.
So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever.
That happens.
And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made.
Well,
Until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since.
interesting.
And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daeywreden@gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay, that's about it for introductions.
Let's talk about that.
Take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Okay. So, what I love about that is we instantly get trust and believe he's telling something true, and it may be true. I don't know. But he instantly does it by giving us a real plausible email address, so he instantly has credibility, right? That's so smart. Okay, let's see. Warning. Whisper machine active. Okay, no,
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
okay. These lead to the same place, I think? Huh. How do I reload? I can't. I can't reload? That's weird. Is there some place for me to go? Oh yeah, I guess over here. Okay. All right.
Security Security call reached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Uh-oh, is that me? Am I the hostile alien life form?
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies
Yeah, I
somewhere.
noticed.
But then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of
Yeah, I noticed that too.
But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk
Wait, I
about
can't-
his games for what they are,
Okay.
rather than for what they're not.
I mean, there we go. Thank you. I mean, that's fair too, right? Wow. Wait, oh, look. It's the ground floor of the universe. I mean, okay, so that's
I
a...
love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Hey, I just said that. Okay, so there's some interesting themes that are starting to develop here. One is somebody's interpretation of an artistic work or a work like this. Can't go outside. Oh, the window got a little smudges on it. That's nice. When we don't know if that's what the artist meant. You know, that happens all the time. Well, this work obviously clearly means this. And you know, Davey Wreden is also not famous, but, oh, well, it's relatively known for not interpreting a lot of his work. You know, like, I don't think he ever said, oh, great, a maze. Oh, man.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it.
Oh, I hate that.
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Okay. But that's, okay. Again, though, if you're trying to show his work, you're taking out a big part of it, which is having to go through that stupid labyrinth, even though I'm not a fan of labyrinths. It's an interesting...
Okay,
What?
This is the part that's interesting.
Okay.
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine,
Mhm.
how it has to be turned off,
Yep.
and then you get to the engine room.
Okay. Well, I don't have the gun anymore either.
You there?
Yeah?
In the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering a whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
Okay.
It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it?
Sure, why not? I mean, I feel like this is a situation like Fallout 3, you know, where if you have the super mutant as a friend who comes along with you, they could just at the end just go into the radioactive thing because oh no, I can't go out. Great. They could just go into the radioactive thing because they actually like it and it makes them feel healthier, and the Fallout developers never thought of it.
Unfortunately, the only option is to step into the beam.
Okay, let's do it. Yep, zap.
Pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level.
Sure.
But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere.
That happens.
And this is what happens instead.
What? Oh, so I go into it again. Okay. All right. Well. Wait, am I floating? What? Wait, what? Whoa.
The beam causes you to start floating.
You see the whole level.
This is an important moment for him.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it.
Right.
Like how small it makes you feel. in
It
the
sure
face of
does.
this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse.
Huh.
I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking.
Right.
But what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain.
Oh, so cool.
Weird and experimental designs.
Oh, and that labyrinth was not that hard at all.
This, and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all
In fact-
sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Okay. Oh, now I'm super into this. Okay. I can't move. What?
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
What? Oh, the past was behind her. What a cool idea. I can't walk left and right. I can only turn and walk back. Wow, really? I mean, you really can only walk backwards. Okay, here's what is a little interesting about this. Okay. Yeah, okay. Huh. This is so weird. Oh, wait.
So it's a
But the
short
future
and relatively
could not be seen.
minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative.
Yeah.
It is less advanced than
Why does the future keep changing?
It seems to be more focused, more complete.
Okay.
Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing.
When she does stop and looks, it becomes clear. I was just literally just thinking that you can't always look back. In this game, you have to turn around and look to the future, because if you don't, you won't go anywhere. Oh, but the future is always behind her. How will she find the strength? So I'm assuming, to confront it. Oh.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that.
That's really nice.
Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, you are now entering. Entering, what, can I go back? Does it loop, or does it just stop? Oh, it just stops, okay. All right, I'm super digging this. I'm now entering. Okay, what am I entering? Am I getting lower to the ground? Oh, that's weird.
And that's it.
Huh.
Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Of course. Loading. December 2008. Nonsense in every direction.
Bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Oh my gosh.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it.
Sure.
Once he stopped work on a game, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but
well,
what are you gonna do?
I mean,
I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, I also, by the way, love that you have dialogue for that. I absolutely love that. And given that he wrote the Stanley Parable, I'm not surprised. But, there's some interesting artistic themes here, which is the thing like saying once he finished a game, he's dead to it and doesn't go back to it. I know a lot of composers that are that way. They compose it, and when they're done with it, that's it. Here we go. Wait, am I slowing down? Oh, that's weird. What's going on?
Once you've
wow.
slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens.
Okay.
So why, if code is not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all?
Why make the labyrinth into a space station?
Modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Oh, okay. Thank you. But I mean, just to say this, don't you think the part of the game is sort of the making people go through it? What? Stand on an X staring at a bear for 3 hours. You run a shop inside your own body, selling organs strategically to make money before you die. You play as a loud, bodiless sound, walking around confusing people.
Nice, and filled with little ideas for games.
You walk around talking people down from pursuing their hopes and dreams. A key in one game unlocks a door in a completely separate game. I like that idea.
That he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant.
Sure.
He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that.
Yep.
It can be a very slow climb to get there.
A stranger appears. What's over here? Oh. Ready, set, fish. I think this is a pretty good place to end this video. Thank you so much for watching this brand new playthrough of the Beginner's Guide. So it looks like Davey Wreden is taking us through his friends, in quotes, because I'm not sure how actual true this is, and so far it's a pretty coherent story, which a lot of times real life is not that, but we'll see. I'm skeptical by nature. Anyway, thank you so much. I'll see you next time for more The Beginner's Guide. I'll see you then.